Hello, Amy here from the Emerald Empress. I am doing Leo's May reading. Yeah, let's get started. I actually did have some cards pop out before the reading as I was shuffling, and I just felt like this was for Leo. So the first card that we had pop out was the Hanged Man, and that is actually in reverse. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles upright and the Six of Wands upright. And to me, that seems like, Leo, it feels like you're at a standstill. Maybe a little bit of lack of control, indecisiveness. You're experiencing lots of delays. And the Eight of Pentacles, I'm seeing, a lot of diligence, passion, high standards. You're developing a skill, you're doing things over and over again, you know that you're doing them right, and you're ready for some public recognition through the Six of Wands. So let's see what's going on here. Have to forgive me, my partner is painting, and he's got his headphones in and they can't hear me on my video. Whoop. All right. So then we have the Nine of Pentacles pop out, and that is a card of self-worth. Actually, let me say that again. It's reversed. And when it's reversed, it's a card of self-worth. Hustling, being obsessed with work, and almost kind of living beyond your means. And then we have the Five of Swords reversed, which makes me think that there's a past resentment that plays into this and a desire to reconcile and make amends, because there's like this desire to forgive. And then we go into the Six of Pentacles, which means that you're giving and you're receiving and you're sharing the wealth and the generosity. I'm just trying to figure out how the standstill plays into all of this and how the standstill is connected to the past resentments, because it's like, with you, Leo, you love the public recognition is what I'm sensing. And you want to be recognized for this, but I'm almost kind of getting the sense of you're not going to be. And this isn't something that you should be doing for public recognition. When you're giving and you're sharing your generosity and you're doing all of these things, this isn't something that needs public recognition is what I'm sensing. So let's see if I'm right. Let's draw some more cards. I'm almost kind of wondering if you're basing your self-worth on this, and if you're not getting the outside recognition of, this is something that I'm doing, and I should be rewarded for it, or at least acknowledged for it, and I'm not getting that, and so now I'm at the standstill because I am almost kind of upset. All right, let's see. My dogs are playing. That would be Carmela and Scooby-Doo. Guess which one Scooby-Doo is. I'm seeing here in the Five of Pentacles reverse that it's like you're recovering from a financial loss. And it could not only be financial, but it could be spiritual as well. You're recovering from a loss, and maybe you gave too much of yourself. Yeah. And, I'm still getting the sense that you're not going to be publicly recognized for this, at least not now. sometimes in our lives we do things and we think, oh, this is going to be so great, and all my friends and family are going to see this, and they're going to see what a good person I am. And sometimes it's just about knowing that you're a good person and that you tried your best and then moving on. Let's see here. Okay, so then we have the 10 of Pentacles. No, excuse me. We have the King of Pentacles, which is a card of wealth, success, leadership, security, discipline, prosperity, generosity. I feel like this is you. And then we have the 4 of Cups, which is like a card of sudden awareness and choosing happiness and accepting what happened. Yeah, I feel like you were doing something and it kind of blew up in your face with somebody. Yeah. So then we have the 7 of Cups, which is a card of opportunities, wishful thinking, choices, illusion, searching for a purpose, daydreaming. Yeah, I feel like you had this idea and you were working with this person or you were communicating with this person. And it could also like be in a family situation, in a friend situation, in a work situation. But you were doing all of these things and giving very much of yourself, and it just kind of didn't work out for you. And so now you're kind of in this like stuck place of, well, what happens next? Yeah. And then we see this in the World reversed, which is like you personally seeking closure, but it's almost kind of like you're not getting it and there are delays, but it feels like you're taking a shortcut. And yeah, right now you're just experiencing through the 4 of Swords, exhaustion, burnout, contemplation, stagnation, restlessness. Like you're under a lot of stress because of this. And I'm thinking sometimes you just got to cut ties and move on. You're not going to get the recognition that you deserve or that you think that you deserve, but that's okay. Sometimes you don't in life. Sometimes the personal, the private lesson is what we take away from this. The I learned my lesson, I'm going to move on and I'm going to do it tactfully. Not to say that you're not tactful, but like I'm going to learn my lesson and move on. I'm not going to trust this person, going forward when I'm dealing with this types of situations. I'm not going to do this again, and yeah, we're just not going to do this again. So we actually have a bunch of cards pop out. Let's see what the message says. Okay, so we have the 2 of Cups reversed. And this is a card of self-love, but it's also a card of disharmony and distrust, imbalance, tension. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles reversed, which means there's a lack of a long-term vision. Yeah, this thing just didn't pan out. It was full of distractions. It was like wanting to see results without the work being put in. I do feel like this is either like a family situation or a work situation where you put your trust into somebody and it just didn't work out. Then we have the 3 of Pentacles reversed, which again, working alone, lack of teamwork, disorganization, there was a group conflict, and there was just a lot of disharmony. But then we have the Wheel of Fortune come back. And I say come back because it's like it's coming back around. You are going to have good luck. You are going to have good karma. The life cycle will continue to turn. Your destiny will, it's going to work out. Like you're at this turning point where it's going to work out. Like this is going to work out no matter what. It doesn't matter if you trusted the wrong person at first. I think that this lesson is going to be more so in the fact that you were able to handle the ups and the downs. And yeah, I think that you're going to find saving money, conservation, being frugal, is going to help, and that's presented in the Four of Pentacles. Then we have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is like a religious symbol, but it also means mercy, wisdom, trust, social approval. It's tradition, institutions. I think at this point, let this be your lesson. Play by the rules. Don't trust this person anymore. Don't overindulge. Don't put your emotions into it. And I think that this is a passion project for you. And a lot of times in passion projects, we put our feelings into it so much that delays come up. Don't let that stop you. Try to look at it from a very business state. It's like a business point of view, if that makes sense. Because I think once you start putting practicality into it, you're going to see more results faster. But you've got to follow the rules, play by the rules, and this might feel like a start over, but it's really not. It's just clearing out that bad energy, clearing out the people that weren't serving this purpose. I think it's all going to work out for you, but you've got to put in the work the right way. All right. Well, if you want me to go any further into this, if any of this resonated with you, I always say take what you can, leave what you can't. If you'd like a private reading, anything like that, please reach out. You can reach out to me on my social media pages. It's all The Emerald Empress by Amy. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and here shortly we're going to be releasing the website, so it's going to be a lot easier to book. But yeah, just if you want a private reading or you need anything, or if you want me to go further into depth with anything, just reach out. All right, well, take care and good luck. Bye.